Hello, welcome to today's special message from Lantos. Today happens to be Cindy's birthday. Today also happens to be the 22nd anniversary of the initialization of the very first Genesis device. Back in 1999 on this day, we initialized the first Genesis device. And today, Lantos came to Cindy and he gave her a message. He started by saying, "On this day, we ring the bells." We ring the bells of celebration. Today we celebrate 108. 108. It is more than one. You see, it is more than one. It is the union of 1 and 8. 108. It is greater than one absolute silent wholeness. Infinite wholeness. 1. How can there be more than this singular, infinite one? 108 describes the state of more. More, that which is greater than infinite wholeness. The one ocean rises up in a great wave to discover its own nature. It is boundless, infinite. Yet, this great wave rises up and curls, looking onto itself. In this curl, the wave forms an empty hollow. Fullness locates empty within itself through the rising great wave. Within this curling ocean wave, a mist of sea spray gets released. Droplets scatter as the immense wave of fullness curls. Fullness locates empty through the tumbling, churning process of this great curling wave. 8 is the number of tumbles from fullness to emptiness. 81 is the number of droplets, traces of empty, scattered in this process. 81 remnants of the process of the great wave locating the great empty. Out of these 81 traces of empty, creation emerges. 81. 1 represents the infinite, singular value of fullness. 8 describes the infinite value of empty. In these 81 traces, or remnants of empty, 8 dominates 1. The value of fullness is hidden. The value of empty dominates. Fullness is forgotten. 8 overshadows the 1. 8 obscures the infinite fullness. Only the empty is perceived, seen as boundaries, experienced as material objects of existence. 81 traces of empty give rise to the expressions of creation. The march of emptiness returning to fullness begins with 81. Just as the one rises in the great wave, locating the value of empty, now the empty must find the way back, returning to fullness. The return is celebrated as a great union. In this, more is realized. A greater state is formed, something greater than the singular, infinite one. Something greater than expressions of empty. Profound fullness is born of this union. It may be said that waning is the aspect of the silent ocean. Silence, without activity. Fullness of absolute silence. The wave rises. This is the principle of waxing. This wave rises to seek the knowledge of itself. Together, waxing and waning form a complete whole. Wholeness is formed through the existence of the stillness of the ocean and the rising of the wave. Two aspects of one value of wholeness, waxing and waning. Now, we speak of the value of full. This value has two aspects, fullness of all and fullness of nil. Two values of fullness. Together, these two values form a complete whole. To perceive these values, we investigate the ocean sea spray. The traces of empty are droplets of sea spray, the mist which emerges from the dynamics of the silent ocean and the curling wave. Here we find the value of full. The value of full arises out of the process of the great ocean wave curling to know itself. The sea spray is born of the process. Droplets emerge from the curling wave of fullness, locating emptiness. Out of these 81 droplets, material forms of creation are born. In these expressions, the value of 8 dominates. The value of 1 is obscured. 81 is the source through which all expressions of creation emerge as form. 81 is the source of matter. Therefore, these 81 traces of empty may also be described as seeds of creation. The empty value of fullness dominates on the layers of expressed creation. As one's vision refines, one perceives the finer layers of existence. One locates this great empty and finds within its nature fullness. Each droplet contains a trace of the empty value of the hollow formed by the curling wave. Each droplet also contains a trace of the ocean itself. Both aspects may be glimpsed in some blurry fashion on the outer expressed levels of creation. As one looks at the mist from a distance, one sees a blurry vision of empty sea spray. One sees the ocean, yes. One also sees the rising wave. Yet the vision of the tiny sea spray is blurry. Yet, when the sea spray is viewed under the microscope by the knowledgeable scientist, one receives the report. Here it is. Both great empty and great full are contained within this tiny droplet. The deeper one looks, the clearer one's vision becomes. One finds the whole ocean within a tiny trace. One realizes fullness of all and fullness of nil. When vision becomes clear, supreme vision, holy vision, one perceives two aspects of one value of full. Fullness of all and fullness of nil. To perceive within the 81 the value of 108, holy vision is required. What is the difference between 81 and 108? 0 is the difference. The return of 81 is the return of creation to fullness. On this day, we celebrate the arrival of holy vision. We celebrate the realization of 108, the realization of more. That state which is greater than one, greater than fullness, greater than emptiness. A state of more, profound fullness. 108. We ring the bells for this supreme day of holy vision, the day of the great union and the birth of profound fullness. This is the celebration of 108. It's a beautiful message. It has a lot of information in it, and today is a great day of celebration of the Great Union. Thanks for joining me today. I'll speak with you in a few days.